Top 10 Smartest Criminals in History, 1. Mark de Vriest. Mark de Vriest, born on August 18, 1960, in Tallahassee, Florida, is an American man renowned for his multiple prison escapes, earning him the moniker Houdini of Florida. A mechanical savant from a young age, de Vriest could disassemble and reassemble complex devices, showcasing exceptional technical skills. In 1979, following his father's death, de Vriest retrieved tools bequeathed to him before the will had completed probate. This action led to his arrest for theft, as the tools were not yet legally his. During the arrest, de Vriest panicked and fled, resulting in a 4-year prison. He is the most talented jailbreak master in history. At the age of 19, he was imprisoned and became a nightmare for all prison guards in the United States. In 35 years of prison life, he was tortured by prison guards and bullied by prisoners. He escaped 13 times and succeeded 7 times. The most unimaginable thing is that his initial sentence was only 4 years. But because he always escaped from jail, the final sentence was increased to 105 years. 2. Victor Lustig. Victor Lustig, born on January 4, 1890, in Hostine, Austria-Hungary, now the Czech Republic, was a notorious con artist best known for selling the Eiffel Tower twice. Fluent in multiple languages, Lustig began his criminal career with various scams across Europe and the United States. In 1925, capitalizing on the perceived neglect of the Eiffel Tower, Lustig posed as a French government official and convinced scrap metal dealers that the monument was to be dismantled and sold for parts. He persuaded one dealer to pay a substantial bribe to secure the contract, then fled to Austria with the money. Remarkably, he repeated this scheme a second time. Lustig's audacity extended to swindling infamous gangster Al Capone. He convinced Capone to invest $50,000 in a non-existent venture, only to return the money later, claiming the deal had fallen through. Impressed by Lustig's apparent honesty, Capone rewarded him with $5,000, which was Lustig's plan all along. The man who sold the L Tower twice. It is believed to be the biggest scam in the world story that a con man pulled off. The book Handsome Devil is inspired by Victor Lustig's life. He was considered the most flamboyant and daring con man. It was in 1925, and Victor Lustig was sitting in his Paris hotel room reading a newspaper article about the Eiffel Tower and how the government was having difficulty finding the funds for its maintenance. This gave the idea to Victor to sell it, and he did twice. In 1930, Lustig partnered with William Watts and Tom Shaw in a large-scale counterfeiting operation, producing thousands of dollars in fake currency monthly. Their activities eventually attracted the attention of federal agents. In 1935, after being betrayed by his mistress, Lustig was arrested in New York. He managed a daring escape from custody, but was recaptured 27 days later in Pittsburgh. Convicted of counterfeiting, he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. On March 9, 1947, Lustig contracted pneumonia and died 2 days later at the Medical Center for Federal Prisoners in Springfield, Missouri. His death certificate listed his occupation as apprentice salesman and counterfeiter. 3. Frank William Abell Jr., born on April 27, 1948, in Bronxville, New York, is one of the most infamous con artists in history, known for his remarkable ability to impersonate professionals and forge documents. His life inspired the 2002 film Catch Me If You Can, starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. Abell began his criminal career as a teenager, initially forging checks to support himself after his parents' divorce. Between the ages of 16 and 21, he successfully posed as a Pan Am pilot, a doctor, a lawyer, and a college professor, all without formal training or qualifications. He traveled extensively, often using his forged checks to fund his lifestyle, stealing millions of dollars from banks and businesses. One of his most audacious scams was impersonating a Pan Am co-pilot, allowing him to hitch rides on over 250 flights to 26 countries. He also worked as a hospital supervisor and briefly passed the Louisiana bar exam to pose as an attorney. Abell's criminal activities eventually caught the attention of the FBI. After a global manhunt, he was arrested in France in 1969 and later extradited to the United States. He served 5 years of a 12-year sentence before being released on the condition that he would assist the U.S. government in combating fraud. Following his release, Abell turned his life around, becoming a security consultant and founding Abell and Associates, a firm specializing in fraud prevention. He has since worked with the FBI and other organizations, sharing his expertise to prevent the types of crimes he once committed. Frank Abell's story remains a testament to both the dangers of unchecked talent and the possibility of redemption. 4. Natwarlal, born Mithilesh Kumar Srivastava in 1912 in Bihar, India, was one of India's most infamous con artists, celebrated for his elaborate scams and daring exploits. Known as the Great Indian Con Man, Natwarlal gained notoriety for selling iconic landmarks, including the Taj Mahal, the Red Fort, and even the Parliament House of India, to unsuspecting victims. Natwarlal was a master of forgery, known for creating fake documents, seals, and signatures to execute his schemes. His ability to charm and deceive made him successful in conning wealthy businessmen, politicians, and even government officials. Over the course of his criminal career, he allegedly committed over 200 frauds, amassing millions of rupees. Despite being arrested multiple times, Natwarlal was a master escape artist. He is said to have escaped custody at least 9 times, including once by impersonating a judge. His final escape, in 1996, occurred while being transported to prison at the age of 84, after which he was never seen again. Natwarlal's life remains shrouded in mystery. He was reportedly declared dead in 2009, but conflicting accounts from his family claim he passed away years earlier. His exploits have made him a legend in India, symbolizing wit, audacity, and the art of deception. D.B. Cooper is the alias of an unidentified man who famously hijacked a Northwest Orient Airlines flight on November 24, 1971. The case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in U.S. history. Cooper boarded Flight 305, a Boeing 727 traveling from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. Shortly after takeoff, he handed a note to a flight attendant claiming he had a bomb. He demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by in Seattle for refueling. Authorities complied with his demands, and the passengers were safely released upon landing in Seattle. With the money and parachutes delivered, Cooper ordered the flight crew to fly to Mexico City at a low altitude and slow speed. Somewhere over the rugged terrain of southwestern Washington, Cooper opened the plane's rear stairs and parachuted into the night, taking the ransom money with him. Despite an extensive manhunt and ongoing investigations, Cooper was never found. In 1980, a young boy discovered a decayed bundle of $20 bills matching the ransom serial numbers along the Columbia River, but no further evidence of Cooper's fate emerged. The FBI officially closed the case in 2016, but D.B. Cooper remains a cultural icon, inspiring books, movies, and theories about his identity and what happened to him after his daring escape.